Oh, excuse me. Excuse me, please. Let me ask you a question. Do you want to live forever? Of course you don't. No one does. It's the number one complaint of vampires. But how about living to 100? That's doable. That's something you can do. In fact, there are about 500,000 centenarians knocking about right this minute. But there's an odd gap in all of this. The experts tell us that a human body is capable of living 120 years. But most of us will only live into our 80s. 80 over 120, that tells me we're only living 2/3 of our life. Where is that other 40 years going? Well, that's the subject of this channel. Because only 25% of our longevity is predicated on our physical assets, our DNA, diet, exercise, environment. The other 75%, the obviously more important 75%, are what's known as our intangibles. And our intangibles are hard to define, they're impossible to measure, but they're things like resilience, sense of humor, creativity. Do you play an instrument? Do you dance at weddings? Do you have a garden? Do you have pets? Anything that will get you out of bed in the morning, this morning, tomorrow morning, the morning after, etc., seems to be what keeps people alive. And this is just not talk for old people. My odds of living to 100 are only 6.7%. A person born today has approximately 40% chance. This is going to have an amazing effect on your future. Profound effect. And you may want to kind of get a leg up on that. And that's what we're here to do. So I'm inviting you to take my challenge. Live to 100. But you got to take the pledge. You just got to get up and say it. I will live to 100. You know you want to do it. Come on. I will live 100 years. Come on. Come with me. We'll go have a look at this. I will live 100 years. It's all right here. Come on. Today is my 70th birthday. I was born right here on the south side of Pittsburgh 70 years ago today.
Happy birthday, Ray.
Thank you, my dear. Thank you. I've been wanting to clean my act up for about 30 or 40 years, but I never got around to it. It would have interfered with my fun. Can't have that, can't beat fun. But last year was tough. My 69th year was not a good year. It started with plantar fasciitis, an inflammation of the soles of your feet. Every step I took was like walking on broken glass. It was horrific. Then my skin cancer went wacko, and I had an operation that was pretty much the same as sticking my head in a bucket of lava. Well, silver lining, my doctor tells me that I'm guaranteed to die of something else before the skin cancer gets me. So I'm happy about that. Then my dyslexia went wacky. I've been dyslexic all my life, so you get used to it. But these fits were just so surreal, so psychedelic. Up is down, left is right. Get a brain freeze, you get used to those, but these were debilitating. And I didn't know what to do about it. I don't think you can do anything about it. Then, one of the worst things that happened was a friend, somebody I'd trusted for decades, for years, turned out to be playing me for a fool. I won't go into those details, they're none of your business, but it hurt bad. All the while, my best friend, my true friend, my good friend, Leona Gardner, was lying on her deathbed in a hospital in Boulder, Colorado. When I found out, I jumped on a plane, flew there, but I was too late. I wasn't there for her when she needed me. And that was really a killer. I didn't recover from that yet. So I wasn't there when I should have been. I didn't return her kindness, lifelong kindness. And it made me question who I was, who I think I am. which is obviously not who I am. So it's time for a change. It's time for me to figure out how to live a better life. Because what I've been doing so far hasn't worked out. It really hasn't. So something's got to give. And of course, I did make some changes. I found a government website with a calorie counter, and before you know it, I was counting calories. And I did pretty good at it for a whopping 4 days. Then I became a vegetarian until barbecue season, and in the meantime, I had become a teetotaler until Oktoberfest. So not much was really happening. I was trying, but failing in my typical procrastinating, putting it off. Then I decided I would go to the VA hospital, I'm a Vietnam vet, and have a real physical, find out exactly what my situation was. And that's when everything changed. The day I got the proverbial message from Garcia. And here it is. Straight from the VA. My report, which I'm very happy to get and see. VA is extremely thorough. I love the VA. 26 pages, two-sided. I don't want to waste anything. And where does it begin? Blood test, excellent. Fantastic. Sickle cell, negative. I don't have sickle cell. This starts off great. A1C, I think that's something to do with diabetes. My high is 6.1. I'm going to have to look that up. I don't know what that relates to. Again, tons of numbers, more spectacular lists of numbers and data and things I have no idea about. So let's skip to the summary. Let's get to the end, see what it has to say. And this is where the shocking moment occurs. My doctor indicates here that because my blood pressure is 157/94, so I've got fairly high blood pressure. I'm at risk for a stroke, heart attack. This is not good, and so she does the only prudent thing I suppose that she can do, which is she has prescribed for me statins. I'm supposed to start taking statins, pharmaceutical drugs with, bad side effects. And they basically shackle me to this drug for the rest of my life. This is not good. I can't do this, but I'm not taking statins. I'm just not going to do it. I've never heard anything good about them. And everybody I know who took a statin ended up dying anyway. Yeah, I'm just not going to do it. I'm going to do something else. These papers, they have every technical detail down here. They describe me technically, perfectly, but I don't recognize this person. I don't know who this is. It's not me. It says I'm a fat guy. I'm not a fat guy, am I? Well, they say that I'm in the obese category, 252 pounds at 6 foot, but I'm supposed to be a 27? 27 and I'm a 41? That's pretty scary. Now, obesity leads soon to high blood pressure, which I have. That's terrible. That has me in the heart attack range, in the stroke zone. If I have a stroke or a heart attack, this turns out to be one giant I told you so. I hate those. All right, let's say I somehow can get some of this under control, and certainly by taking statins, the high blood pressure will be fixed. But statins aren't diet pills. If they were, if you could lose weight taking statins, they'd sell them as diet pills. So being overweight brings me soon to diabetes. My AC1 range was on the high end 6.1, 6.5, and you're a done deal. How do I beat the diabetes demon? I don't know. But if I do, I'm only looking at fighting cancer after that. Statistically, by the time I'm 80, I'll have some kind of cancer. Well, but that's an average, of course, which means the average person has a 50-50 chance of having cancer by the time they're 80. Less than average, your odds go up. Above average, your odds go down. I want to be above average, but I'm already fighting cancer. And I'm winning. Why am I winning? Because my doctor told me I would die of something else first. That means I'm going to get to the end of the line, to the finish line, before the cancer. It's a race. This is a race. This is the thing I was missing. It's a race. All races are based on time. There's a line that you cross. It's a deadline. A deadline? Yes, that's the line you're supposed to cross the day you die. It's your drop dead date. How do you get from here to there? Your drop dead date. Not the date dictated by these diseases, but the date you inflict upon yourself, the one you pick up. I'm saying make that a marker. Mark that. Say, I'm going to live to this date. And that date should be 100 years from your date of birth. 100 years. Just mark that. Say, I'm going to live to that date. And do it. Do everything you need to do to get there. Because it's a race. You need a deadline. A goal without a deadline is a wish. If you live to 100, you will have set and met many, many deadlines. So let me give you one that comes with a beautiful intangible. Go to your desktop and launch your calendar. Then navigate to your 100th birthday. Mark that date out and create an event or two there for yourself. Go to the birthday party, of course. Buy some dog food maybe. Restring the guitar. Pick all the ripe tomatoes. And let's face it, there's always tomatoes in July. And whatever else you think you'd like to do on your birthday. But claim the day. Mark it out for yourself. Make it your own day. Take it. It's yours. Once you've claimed this day and it is yours, it will become real in your mind, in your head. It will become, despite its abstraction, a real thing, a real day, your day. And once you have that fixed in your mind, that intangible will draw you toward it. It will keep you going in a tough time. Whenever you don't think you can do it, there it is. Go to that calendar, put another event on there. But use that day to pull yourself forward. Your intangibles are creative. You can build them. You can tear them down. You can enhance them. You can diminish them. But they are yours to do with as you please. And your health, your well-being, is pretty much in your own hands, for better or for worse. So 6 months ago, I decided to take my own advice and rescue myself from the medical industrial complex, which seems to have nothing more than some drugs to take for any and every occasion. I, on the other hand, had my most cherished intangible, this photograph. This picture of me taken in this very spot 54 years ago. In this picture, I am 195 pounds, so it says in the yearbook, which was written way before fake news was a thing. And under this goalpost, I gave myself the goal of getting to that weight, getting in that shape, football shape, that serious shape. And I gave myself a deadline of my 70th birthday. That was yesterday. And I'm here today to tell you I exceeded that goal in every possible way. I'm now 192 pounds. My blood pressure is below normal. My AC1 diabetes markers, 5.1, that's totally normal. And for some unknown reason, some reason I cannot explain, my plantar fasciitis just went away. I must have been eating something that was causing that inflammation. I don't know what that was because I went on 5 or 6 different diets before I chose one and landed here. But that's what this is about. Experimenting, looking at things, seeing what works, seeing what doesn't work. But I don't want to do this alone, so I'm inviting you to come along in this challenge. Join up. All you have to do is accept the challenge and say, I want to live 100 years. That's all there is to it. If you subscribe, you're in the tribe. Thank you, and until next time.